All right, so we're diving into this Crystal Palace and Man City match. And wow, there is just a lot to unpack here.
Yeah, a lot going on.
A lot going on.
Yeah.
We've got Glasner's comments after that Ipswich game. And then, just a ton of historical data on these two teams. It makes you wonder, can Palace pull this off at home? Or is City just going to walk all over them at Selhurst Park like they kind of have in the past? What do you think?
Well, both these teams are coming in with some real baggage, It makes it really hard to predict. Palace barely got past Ipswich, just squeaking out a win. That ended their 4-game winless streak, but still.
Right, and even with that win, they're still super close to the bottom three.
Yeah.
Like, it's making things a little tense over there in Palace land.
Oh, yeah.
Glasner, he's saying all the right things, trying to stay positive, but you can just tell there's a lot of pressure to start getting some W's, especially at Selhurst Park, where they've only, won 1 out of their last 7. It's crazy.
Yeah, it really is. They're two different teams.
Yeah.
Solid on the road, but they just can't seem to find their groove at home.
No.
And then on the flip side, you have Man City, a team that's, used to just crushing everyone, and they went 7 games without a win.
Yeah.
It's their longest drought with Guardiola. I mean, he even called out the fans.
I know. I was going to say that's unheard of. Like, he never does that. It's like, come on, guys.
Yeah, exactly.
We need you.
We need you here.
Yeah, I thought that was really interesting.
Yeah. But to be fair to the fans, they responded, they showed up, and City crushed Nottingham Forest 3-0.
True. They did look pretty good in that one.
Yeah, so maybe they're back on track, but then again, they haven't really had back-to-back wins in the league since, October?
Yeah, it's been a while. So both teams have a lot to prove, Rice.
Yeah.
But when you look at their past matches at Selhurst Park, it doesn't look good for Palace.
No, not really. City's on like a 10-game unbeaten streak there. 8 wins, 2 draws.
It's pretty daunting. Selhurst Park hasn't been kind to Palace when City comes to town.
No, it seems like their home field advantage kind of disappears when City shows up.
Right.
And what's even crazier is City's on this 5-game losing streak away from home, which is their worst since, I think it was 2015.
Yeah, 2015.
So will this be the match that breaks that streak for them? Or will Palace, actually capitalize on City's struggles?
Well, that's the big question, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because, you look at who City has played on the road, some really tough opponents. So is it that City's not playing well, or is it just the competition's been fierce?
Right.
Hard to say.
Yeah, and if they can still dominate at Selhurst Park while they're, struggling everywhere else, then maybe it is a Palace problem.
Maybe.
Yeah, who knows? I mean, it's fascinating.
It is, yeah. It's a really intriguing matchup for sure. And then you've got, some really interesting player matchups too. I mean, for Palace, Jean-Philippe Mateta has been, a game changer. He scores those crucial goals.
Yeah.
Those 1-0 wins. He's the guy they rely on.
He's clinical.
Yeah, he's dangerous.
And then, well, this is fun. On the City side, you've got Rico Lewis, who seems to love playing against Palace.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Both of his Premier League goals have come against, you guessed it, Crystal Palace.
No way.
No.
So maybe he's secretly a Palace fan. Just, scoring for them to, help him out.
That's a great theory. Maybe he's playing both sides.
Maybe. But speaking of goals, there's one statistic that is just wild to me, and it's not good for Palace.
What's that?
So they've only scored 1 goal, 1 first-half goal at home this entire season.
Wow.
It's the lowest in the league.
Yeah, that's a problem.
I mean, it makes you wonder, are they just playing way too defensively? Is there, a lack of creativity in the midfield? I mean, against a team like City, you got to try to score.
Yeah, you think so, right? But it's a tough call because, if you sit back and absorb the pressure, it might work against some teams.
Yeah.
But City can break down the best defenses.
Oh, for sure.
So if Palace pushes too hard, leaves themselves open in the back, City will capitalize on that.
They will.
They're too good.
Yeah, you can't give them any space. So, all right, let's recap here. We've got Palace trying to get some consistency at home.
Yeah.
And they're up against City, who's, trying to get back to that dominant form that we're all used to.
Right.
After a surprisingly rough patch.
It is a clash of styles. It's a clash of narratives. And like we were saying before, I mean, the outcome, who knows?
Yeah.
It's anyone's game at this point.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think what makes it even more interesting is Palace's first half goal drought.
Hmm.
Can they keep City scoreless in that first half?
Right.
Because if they do, that's going to put so much pressure on City. They'll have to take more risks, and that could open things up for Palace. Maybe they can get a counterattack going.
It's a long shot.
Oh, it's a total long shot, but you never know. So, if you're watching this match, here's something to think about. What kind of crazy tactics could Glasner pull out to try to turn things around? Will they stick to that same defensive approach, or will they be a little bit more aggressive this time? Pay attention to how they set up, their formation, who they sub in, and just their overall energy.
Yeah, and see if you can spot any patterns in their play. Are they targeting specific players on City? Are they pressing high or sitting back? There's always so much to observe in these games.
Exactly. It's like a chess match, right?
Totally.
So much strategy going on. We'll be watching closely, that's for sure.
Always a good one.
See you next time for another deep dive.